Rose Gervais. I'm a business coach for new and rising artists. I help my clients to develop the confidence to show up as an artist, sell their work, and master your marketing so you can build a fulfilling art business and get paid to do what you love, even if you're self-taught and have no idea about the business side of art. Let me know if that's you. I am also a practicing modern botanical painter, which some people don't always realize, and my work is in 3 galleries across Australia. I have first-hand experience in building an art biz from scratch and developing it into a 6-figure multiple income stream business that I absolutely adore. Not only do I walk the talk, but I have supported thousands of artists through my free and paid services, and I cannot wait to help you on your journey too. All right, so I love to start these sessions with a bit of a story. So here's our story, and then we'll move into some content for you to learn from, take notes from, and apply. Be the 1%, apply in your business. So I was working with one of my Art for the Heart VIPers the other week on art pricing. So this is Ange Sorrell. Some of you know her. Ange is here in our beautiful group here. And again, I will put her Instagram handle up above in a moment. She was having trouble knowing where to start with pricing her watercolors on paper. She creates beautiful floral works with vibrant colors. Definitely go and check out her art. She is an inspiration on the art front, and her business is starting to bloom. She's doing really, really well with being visible, getting herself out there as well. So let me know in the comments, is there something you struggle with? Do you struggle with pricing your art? What are you struggling with specifically? And I do like to help you with what's going on in your business, like your actual business, right? There's the difference between theory and practice. So let me know in the comments where you're up to on the pricing side for your art. So Ange was stuck in indecision. She didn't know if her calculations were too high or maybe they were too low, and she didn't know how to price her originals in the context of the other things that she offers, like her fine art prints and her work on canvas. Does this sound familiar? Let me know, is this something that you have a little bit of a hard time with as well? So look, we did some calculations together during the group coaching call for VIP, and we ended up with a figure, but it felt too high. Would anyone pay that for my work, was the line that I got from Ange. But it also for her felt too low. That artwork took me ages to create, she said. Really interesting, hey? She's not the only one. Do you have the same experience with your numbers as well, with your pricing? Let's dive into pricing specifically for you today. Many artists struggle with pricing their work in a way that reflects its true value, in a way that supports their income goals, but is still accessible to buyers. Does that sound right? We've got those 2 goals, right? We want to price appropriately. We want to build our income from our art, but we also want to actually be making the sales, right? We need our buyers to be able to afford what we're offering. So today I'm going to be providing some practical guidance on pricing your art, including some pricing models, an X factor, that you mustn't ignore, and then also some powerful tips for getting it just right. Now, the first point that I wanted to make was around the importance of having a pricing model in place. Do you have a pricing model in place? Let me know. Now, imagine not having to calculate your pricing from scratch each time you load a work onto Blue Thumb, or when you share an available work on socials. Imagine not cringing when you have to type your sale price because you have confidence in the figure that you're associating with your work. Specifically, I want you to imagine, though, not having to go on that roller coaster of second guessing yourself and questioning your worth as an artist each time you have to put a price on your art, because pricing is not easy, because it's not straight maths. Have you noticed that? It's not straight maths. Yes, today I'm going to take you through some formulas, but I'm also going to be talking to you about a very, very important X factor, which is possibly more important than the formulas in the first place. Hey. All right, so we're going to be talking about the pricing side. Pricing your art is laden with emotion, with self-worth, with confidence, and the mindset side of being an artist. Let me know, is that resonating with you? Is this incredibly true in your world? Because in all of my coaching that I have done over the years, this is a very, very, very big factor. And this is why we say pricing is more of an art than a science. So the solution to this is doing the work in one sitting almost, and putting a pricing model in place, because having a set model is going to actually allow you to present cohesively and confidently, which is going to have 3 key benefits. Okay, so a pricing model is going to give you these 3 things. Number 1, it's going to positively impact your sales because you're going to be presenting with beautiful confidence. It's going to improve your reputation as an artist because your pricing is going to be consistent. It is also going to strengthen the sustainability of your art business because you have carefully considered and calculated your pricing with a view to growth. Okay, so 3 key benefits, and I hope I'm convincing you that you do need to get this pricing model in a place and factor in this X factor that I'm going to share in a second. So this is what I want for you, right? I'm all about your success. So I want your success. I want you to be growing your sales, your reputation, and building a business that is sustainable. Yes. So before I do continue though into a little bit more detail, if you would like to grab my free pricing guide so that you can look at that and refer to that to price your own art, feel free to do that. It's on my website, permissiontopaint.co/art-pricing, or you can just find it on the resources tab on my website, permissiontopaint.co. Okay, totally free to help you with pricing your art. Okay, let's dive into the 3 common pricing models. And you may have heard me talk about these before. They're not brand new, and that's because they work. That's because they are the standard way to price your art. So I will share those again. These are also in the pricing guide that I've just mentioned. So if you do want a copy of the actual table and calculations and all the details there, go and get that free guide. So the first one is time-based pricing. So this model involves calculating your production costs, including your time and materials. And this is better for more experienced artists. Then we have square inch pricing. This model considers the size of your substrate and requires you to apply a nominal rate per square inch. And this is a good option for most artists. Then we have linear inch pricing, and this model focuses again on the size of your substrate, but this time we add the length and the width and then multiply that figure by a nominal rate per linear inch. And this is a good option for artists who work in a wide range of sizes. So for me, I apply the linear inch pricing model, for example. So I did say before, it's more of an art than a science, okay? So these pricing models that I'm talking about here, that's the maths side, that's the science side. These are the, hardcore numbers, okay? But there is also another element here, which I'll be sharing with you in a second. But first, the most common question I hear about these pricing models is, but Roz, what rate should I actually charge? You say to charge a nominal rate per linear inch or per square inch or per hour. What rate should I charge? Okay, is that something that you're wondering? Let me know in the comments, because that's a totally valid question. I mean, it's a figure that can really change it. I don't know who even dictates the rates that we charge per hour as artists, or the rate we charge per inch. Who's in charge of that? Now, that is a super common question, and so I wanted to help you with that one today. The answer actually depends on the context of your art, because you should actually be working backwards when you're pricing your art. So this might blow some of your minds. So this brings me to our X factor. The first thing to look at is not in fact your pricing calculations. The first things to look at are the softer things. So things like your competitors, things like your experience, and you've got to be honest with yourself here. How much experience do you have in your art making? Your sales history is also something to look at. Have you made sales before? Have you not made any sales at all? Which is totally fine. We all start somewhere. But these factors, if you have information on this, can really help to inform your pricing. So these are the X factors. Use that information and those insights as a gauge as to what you should sell your work for, and then choose a rate that will give you that result. I hope you see what I'm saying when I'm explaining that you need to actually backwards plan your numbers initially, okay? This then acts as your starting point and your starting rate per linear inch, for example, and then your rate can grow steadily over time. Now, the bonus tips that I want to share with you today as well around pricing your art, I have 4 bonus tips for you. So the first one, adjust your pricing based on demand. So this is where you need to monitor how your art sells based on the pricing that you have just calculated, and then adjust your pricing accordingly to stay competitive, but also to manage demand. Okay, so start on the lower end with your pricing, gain your sales history, and then increase your prices as demand grows. If you hit a point, I should say, when you hit a point when you can't keep up with demand, that's when you need to increase the price of your art. Okay, so to contain it a little bit, you're still making the same amount of income, but you're just not being flogged, basically. Now, the second one is to consider your experience and reputation. So as your reputation and experience grows, you can command higher prices. So I do want you to be real here. How long have you been creating? Like I asked before, what is your social following and your email list looking like? What's your sales proof looking like? Have you made sales before? How many? Have they been consistent? At what sort of price point? If you are in the early days, price accordingly and grow from there. There's nothing wrong with being new to this art world, okay? We have to be realistic with a growth mindset, always thinking forward, always thinking about what's next, okay? The next one is to communicate value. So help your buyers to understand what makes your art unique and valuable through storytelling and marketing. And then my very last tip for you, and this is a really important one, so don't ignore this one, is to offer tiered pricing. So offering different pricing levels for different sizes of your work can really appeal to a broader audience and make your art more accessible. I'm actually a good example of this one because I love to work big. That's where my passion area lies. However, I do also offer minis because that makes my work accessible to people who may not be looking for a ginormous artwork and also may not be able to afford a giant artwork. Okay, so do factor in tiered pricing. It's a really, really good strategy in your art business. So that is all for today. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you hung on till the end, I did want to tell you about Ange. I've remembered, and where we ended up with her pricing. Can you guess? Did we listen to her saying, oh, but my art took a lot of energy to create, I should price it higher? Or did we listen to her line of, oh, but that feels too high, will anyone buy my art for that? What do you think? Which way did we go? A group coaching program, because you may or may not have noticed, but the waitlist is open at the moment for Art for the Heart VIP, and there is a special waitlister only bonus, and that's available as well up until this Friday the 17th of May. So you've got a couple more days to hop onto that waitlist and score that bonus. Now, if you haven't heard about Art for the Heart VIP, essentially it is the VIP tier of Art for the Heart, which is my group membership for new and rising artists. Art for the Heart VIP is the first of its kind 6-month intensive group coaching program for heart-centered artists who are keen to accelerate their success, hop in that fast lane, and build consistent recurring income from your art. If that sounds like you, then you need to be on this waitlist. It is an obligation-free waitlist, but it comes with a perk. It comes with this waitlister-only bonus when you join Art for the Heart VIP this month. So the bonus is a complimentary 1-hour one-on-one coaching session with me, which is valued at 495 Australian dollars. That price point will be going up soon, by the way. Now, if you are even considering joining the program, I do highly recommend you getting on the wait list today. so you can score that bonus that I just mentioned. I'm not going to go through all the details of Art for the Heart VIP today, but you can click the link up above to find out what is included in the program, all the benefits, all the features, and also all the testimonials that go with Art for the Heart VIP. The link is permissiontopaint.co/VIP waitlist. Now, after this Friday, that link will be dead. I will be closing that link, and it will be replaced by doors being open and enrollment being open for the VIP program. But that does mean that that waitlist only bonus will have been gone by then. Okay, so if you're keen, if you're curious, hop on the obligation-free waitlist so you can score that bonus should you decide to join us inside VIP this month in May. All right, sending you lots of love. I hope this session was amazingly helpful for you today. I put a lot of energy into planning for these Tuesday tea sessions because I want to help you on your journey. All right, lots of love from me to you. Catch you soon. Bye.